Welcome to beginner upper body strengthening. You are going to want a mat or something for the floor, as well as a towel roll, or I'm going to use this squishy balance beam. If you have a bolster, that would work really well, but otherwise like a big beach or bath towel rolled up will be just fine. Okay, so that's for the end. So we're gonna start out, you can be kneeling, sitting, standing, and what we're gonna do is kind of simulate an upper arm bike. And so I want you to have really good posture, so squeeze those shoulder blades down and back, get your chin back, and even try to contract your core a little bit just to get those deep core muscles stabilized. Okay, so everything is really nice and stable, and then we're gonna add the arms, and so you should be able to go pretty quickly if you don't have any elbow or wrist problems. Even if you don't have the best shoulders, this should be okay as long as you're stabilizing your shoulders. However, if you need to slow it down, then slow it down. But we're just trying to get everything warmed up, get those muscles working, get our heart rate up a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna switch directions. You can think of it like punching a bag if you'd rather think of it that way than an arm bike, but just rotating your hands. Don't lose that posture and keep breathing. Okay, now let everything relax, and then you're gonna go straight back into good posture. So check your neck, check your shoulders, check your belly, and you're going to repel your hands away from each other like you've got two positive or two negative magnets. But keep your elbows at your side, and we're rotating our shoulders. So we're putting the shoulder joint into external rotation. And at the end, you should really give it a good squeeze. You should feel your shoulder blades really squeezing together there at the end. So get as much of that rotational motion as you can. Like I can even feel my muscles give a little like shake there at the end because you're kind of pushing the motion. Unless, if you were a baseball pitcher or something and you have too much motion, then you may not want to push the motion, but you do want to feel your shoulder blades stabilizing. Okay, and we're gonna do a couple more of those. Make sure we're breathing, and we're still not losing that good posture. Okay, let everything relax again and just do like some shoulder rolls. Do each direction. Okay, now we're going to do thumbs up, and again working on good posture, and we're only going to reach up to about 90 degrees, and I like to, you could do like palms down, but let's start with thumbs up if you can. And again, trying to mostly keep our shoulder blades kind of glued down to our ribs, thinking about shoulder blades in the back pocket. Now, if you were gonna go higher and go all the way up, you'd have to let your shoulder blades move, but we're really kind of using our arms to work against our shoulder blades and give ourselves, and gravity of course is going to give us some resistance to work those muscles. And don't lose that posture, because that's very important for this stuff too. Okay, now we're gonna work into this motion, but I want you, if you can do it here, or if you can, go down onto all fours. Belly button to spine, trying to keep your whole spine straight, so you could put a stick right on it. Okay, and then work into that motion. And here, you may not wanna go too much motion because you don't wanna arch your back. Okay, we wanna keep our core stable, but we are working a little bit into that motion to work our shoulders, as well as to make our core work harder to stay in that position. And of course, we're also getting this other side has to stabilize our weight as well. Okay, let's go ahead and switch arms. Keep breathing, belly button to spine. Keep that core straight, your spine straight as a stick. And if you have very weak muscles, you may be like me and having a hard time. And I don't have the most flexibility in my shoulders there either. So There's a lot going on with this one. Okay, and you don't want to take it too fast, so I wouldn't go any faster than what I was doing there. Okay, that feels like enough to me. You can feel free to progress that as you may. Now, let's go up into our rainbow. Remembering God's promise, He's got us. Okay, and that should make you smile. So go ahead and drop your belly and get into that smile with your spine. And smile on your face because you're working out and you should be happy. Even if it's not always fun. Okay. Now, we're going to go into a wall push-up. So for this, you again want to be very stabilized at your shoulder blades. Try to keep your whole spine and your legs all straight. So you can be really close to the wall and not go very far, or you can get farther out from the wall to give yourself more depth with that push-up. I'm going to have my shoulder blades a little wider than my hands a little wider than my shoulders, and then go down till I'm almost touching my nose and then back up. Okay, I'm really focusing on keeping my shoulder blades glued down against my ribs. So we're going to do a few here. Breathing, belly button to spine, stabilizing everything, except obviously moving your arms. Okay, now let's move our arms in a little bit. And I'm gonna move mine down a little bit too. Because if you're way up here, it's just doesn't feel right in the shoulders to me. So, but you can kind of find what feels right to you. But this time we're gonna do a little bit more with our triceps. So that's why we have our arms closer to our body. So we'll feel that in the back of the arms, but same thing with our whole spine. Everything should be lined up and stabilizing, belly button to spine. And breathe. Okay, good job. Shake it out a little bit more. And let's go ahead and do a couple stretches. So let's start by clasping behind our back. And stretch out the front. Notice I'm kind of holding my arms off of my bottom. And then if you can bring your chin to your chest. And then relax down onto your bottom. And this time you can bring your neck down towards your shoulder, or your ear towards your shoulder, side bending your neck. And then come back up and then go into the other side. Go back to neutral and let's go to that first side again, only after side bending. This time you're going to rotate down towards your shoulder. And then rotate back to neutral and then back all the way into neutral from side bending. Let's go back down to side bend to that second side and then rotate down to look at our armpit. Rotate back to neutral and hold head back up to neutral. Okay, let's do another arm rotation. Let's reach upwards towards the ceiling and then bring our arms down. So you're already in that external rotation with your arms, but go ahead and focus on bringing your shoulder blades down and back, and then allow your elbows to come down as well. Okay, now keep your shoulder blades where they're at and try to reach your arms up a little bit and then back down with your shoulder blades. Now check in with your spine. How's your head? How's your belly? Should be stabilizing everything. Okay, now go ahead and let your arms relax again. And this time reach your arm across your body and pull to get a stretch across your arm. And shake it out. And the other side. Okay, now let's go ahead and do one more kind of all fours stretch. We're gonna do thread the needle, so reaching up towards the ceiling and then thread that needle through to get a little bit of that rotation stretch. And this is a good time to get the stretch behind those shoulder blades because we really worked those shoulder blades a lot. So this is a good way to stretch them a little bit more than that across the body one. Okay, if you need to modify that one, you could try it like along a table if you don't like your head underneath. Okay, let's do the other side. Reach up toward the ceiling and thread the needle through. Okay, now go ahead and grab your towel roll or your bolster or your balance beam, whatever it is you're going to use to be able to lay on it and let your spine get some gentle pressure while you relax your muscles. I like to have my knees bent up to really let my back relax against the floor, the roll, whatever you're using. Kind of open up your chest and let everything relax. If you want, you can gently let your knees relax against each other here. Now you can progress any of those exercises by doing, well, some of them, like I mentioned, you might be able to increase the amount of motion that you do, but any of them you can increase the amount of repetitions. And then some, there will be some other progressions that we just might have a part 2. So you can watch out for that when you're ready. Just take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, let's thank God for our upper bodies. Maybe they're not as strong as we want them to be, but we're here and we're working on it. And we can do so much with our hands and our arms and our necks, everything. We use them more than we know. And it's God's beautiful design, and I'm so thankful for that. Okay, hopefully you've let everything relax now. If anything gets sore, feel free to put a comment and I can add extra stretching for it. If you want any muscles that you feel like we didn't work, you can leave a comment for that too. And I will see you all soon. God bless.